Hardline supporters of the Iranian government celebrating the country's missile and drone attacks against Israel. Protesters waved flags of Palestine and Lebanese Hezbollah, chanting "Death to Israel and death to America." From our point of view, the operation is over, said Iran's Joint Chief of Staff, and there is no intention to continue the operation. But, he said, if the Zionist regime takes any action against the Islamic Republic, whether on our soil or in places belonging to us in Syria or elsewhere, our next operation will be much larger.
Tonight, wide-scale attack by Iran is a major escalation. Killer drones, ballistic missiles and cruise missiles.
Iran's assault on Israel the weekend of April 13th is an act of open aggression, but it isn't the start of this conflict. It's an escalation of the war Iran has been waging against Israel for months through its Middle East proxies.
Right now is when the world must stop ignoring Iran's crimes and take action. As Iran's mask has fallen.
Unlike Israel's precision strike that killed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps generals on April the 1st, Iran's bombardment wasn't limited to military targets. It was indiscriminate, and thousands of Americans living in Israel could have been casualties.
The fact that it was not only the United States and Israel, but some of our allies, like France, like England, and even some of the Arab nations participating, showed that Iran is becoming more and more isolated in its evil actions.
Don't, President Biden warned Iran after US intelligence detected signs of attack preparation in Tehran. But like Vladimir Putin in Ukraine,
good to see you again.
Iran went ahead anyway, no doubt confident that Mr. Biden wouldn't respond militarily.
The United States is not seeking escalation.
And sure enough came the usual Biden administration response.
Our goal is to de-escalate and then get back to the issue at hand, securing an end to the conflict in Gaza.
Take the win, Mr. Biden reportedly told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But is it a win if Iran can directly attack Israel without any consequences? US restraint since the October 7th massacre has only encouraged Tehran to see how much more it can get away with. It also underscores the failure of Mr. Biden's Iran policy. Mr. Biden tried to mollify the mullahs by easing sanctions, freeing tens of billions in frozen funds, and trying to renegotiate the 2015 nuclear deal. Iran spied weakness and has mobilized its proxy forces against Israel, US troops in Syria and Iraq, and commercial ships in the Red Sea.
Our commitment to Israel's security is ironclad.
Ironclad? So why did Mr. Biden tell Mr. Netanyahu that he wouldn't have US military support if Israel was to launch a counterattack?
Now, what the president has also said, and I believe the American people would agree, we don't want to see a war with Iran.
I think it sends the wrong message to Iran that they can get away with that.
Israel is now no doubt considering whether to destroy as much of Iran's nuclear capability as possible and delay a nuclear breakout. But the risks for Israel are considerable without US support, especially without the specialist bombs required to hit underground sites where enriched uranium is stored. This means Iran again controls how and when to escalate.
Before going any further, I want to say God bless the people of Israel. They're under attack right now.
As the attack on Israel unfolded, Donald Trump said America is weak and this wouldn't have happened if he was president.
It would not have happened if we were in office. You know that. They know that. Everybody knows that.
The April 13th attack won't be the last against our allies or the US homeland. And the situation won't magically change if Mr. Trump wins the election. But an urgent program of rearmament is needed to restore deterrence.